Good evening, Dr. Sidley, and thank you very much for the interesting topic, the Ibrahim Index of African Governance. This is a very interesting topic in the sense that it is an eye opener in terms of us as citizens to know as to how far or how best is our country doing in terms of the rankings compared to other African countries. But now the question is how useful is the Ibrahim Index in measuring a country's governance performance? The, the index is useful in the sense that it provides the rankings of governments and the country's performance. And it also assists in establishing as to which countries are well or poorly managed and governed, especially because the index focuses on government performance in terms of outputs and outcomes. And the index as well allows the political scientist to test the hypothesis concerning the relationships between the different aspects of governance, such as your safety and rule of law, the participation and human rights, sustainable economic opportunity, and human development. The information that is obtained in the rankings should be in a position to shed some light on contested issues such as the relationships between the citizen participation and the governmental service delivery. And the rankings as well, they should also be in a position to help to direct the policy reform and by highlighting to the nations as to which are the most urgent needs for improvements as far as the policy reforms are concerned. Moreover, the information that is also provided by the index should be useful not only to governments wishing to put their houses in order, but also for civil society leaders and the international donors, for them to know as to how the country is doing before they can uh, provide donations to the particular countries. Now, the other question is if the methodology employed in compiling the index is appropriate or not. For me, I would say the methodology is appropriate because the index is calculated using the data from 38 external sources that is provided by 28 independent institutions. It is appropriate for me because these independent data providers they include the multilateral development banks, they include your business risk rating agencies, and they also include the UN agencies. And those are the reputable institutions from which such data can be sourced. And the index is also constructed by the combining underlying variables in a standardized way as to provide the statistical measure of governance performance in all the countries in the continent. But now the other question will be: are the categories and subcategories useful indicators of governance? The categories and the subcategories for me they are useful because the index is structured in such a way that it is the composite index score is the aggregate of four overarching categories which are themselves made up of the 14 underlying subcategories. And these subcategories are made of 100 indicators. The index is also calculated using the data from 38 external sources that is also provided by 28 independent institutions. So the subcategories are providing much more useful information that is feeding up to the categories. And for me, the manner in which they are structured, they are providing useful information for the indicators of governance. And now the other question will be, what are South Africa's greatest governance threats and strengths? I will start with the threats that are facing South Africa, like the failure to provide better service delivery. We have seen in the recent past where there's been an increased number of service delivery protests, and we have also seen corruption in both public and private sectors that are negatively affecting South Africa's governance. So, some of the strengths that can be picked up from South Africa's governance is the freedom of speech and the strengthening of democracy, in the sense that the citizens are free to participate in free democratic elections, and they are free to elect the government of their choice. And the other question will be, if the assessment of South Africa's governance in 2018, as conducted by Ibrahim report, is a fair one. The answer is yes, it is a fair one, since the index, as formulated, is being applied consistently throughout for all the countries. There's no selective application. It is being applied to all the countries in a similar manner, in a similar format. And for that matter, for the fact that it's applied throughout all the countries, it is fair for me. So the other question as well will be that South Africa's ranking in the index has been slipping in the recent past. That is true because we have seen from 2015 South Africa declining as far as the safety and rule of law is concerned, where we were sitting at 68.4, but now in 2016 we were sitting at 67.1, and also in 2017 where we were sitting at 67.1, and also 66.7 in 2018. And the contributing factors to that were the social unrest that we are experiencing as a society, that we have seen in recent past in our country. And we have also seen the unreliable police service that the country has, that has also contributed in us declining as far as safety and rule of law is concerned. And we have also seen the high crime statistics that has been happening in the country, that has seen us contributing to that negative outcomes on safety and rule of law. And the same applies to the sustainable economic opportunities. Uh, in 2015, as a country, South Africa, we were sitting at 72.3%, but in 2016, we've seen us slipping to 68.4, and in 2017, slipping again to 67.6. That was due to the poor access to land for agriculture, and that was also due to the poor job creation and also the low economic growth, where we have seen our economy performing badly, very badly in a sense that it led to the country not being in a position to be able to create employment opportunities. The other factor as well is the human development. We have also been slipping as far as the women development is concerned. In 2015, as a country, we were sitting at 77.3. In 2016, where we were sitting at 70.6, and in 2017, where we were sitting at 70.7. We have been declining as a country as far as the human development is concerned. One of the contributing factors to that is the fact that our education system is not properly aligned to the needs of the market, where we have seen the graduates having graduated, but if they were by the time when they have to get employment, the education that they've acquired is not necessarily helping much as far as them being in a position to add value to the employers. And we have also seen the poverty reduction, the reduction efforts that has not been that much effective, not being in a position to help the government in eradicating poverty to its citizens. So those are the some of the reasons that are contributing in us as a country declining as far as the index is concerned. Thank you very much.